Hi, this is Jeffrey, and today I wanted to talk about something kind of interesting. This is the Continental Colorshot 2000 instant camera. Now, quite possibly, this could be the dumbest camera ever made. I mean, I don't know why anybody would produce this camera. This is a cheap knockoff of a cheap Kodak instant camera. So let's get into some of the details of what this is and why this is such a dumb idea. Now, in the late 1970s, Kodak started to produce their own line of instant cameras in response to what Polaroid was doing. They manufactured a number of different designs, such as the Colorburst, the Party Time, the Party Flash, the Pleaser, the Handle, the Kodak, and the EK line of cameras. I did a couple of videos on two other cameras, such as the Colorburst 100 and the Party Time camera, so I'll try and put a link in the description to those videos. Now, in 1986, Kodak was forced to stop manufacturing all instant cameras. They were ordered by a federal court to stop manufacturing all of those cameras I just mentioned. This was in response to a lawsuit from the Polaroid Corporation, and in 1990, the Polaroid Corporation won their lawsuit against Kodak and was awarded $909 million in damages. Now, I have this camera here, the Continental Colorshot 2000. What this is, apparently, is a cheap knockoff of a cheap instant camera. It uses Kodak PR10 film and 4 AA batteries as its power source, unlike the Kodak cameras, which used a Type J battery in most of their cameras. So this was using Kodak film at a time when Kodak film could no longer be manufactured. This camera, made in 1990, could not take any film that was being manufactured. If you wanted film for this camera, you somehow had to find it somewhere. I don't know where you would find it if it was not being manufactured or sold anymore. I mean, how ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is it to make a camera of which the film pretty much does not exist anymore? Now, in doing some research on the internet, I found a letter. There was a letter to Kodak in 1992 by an owner of one of these Colorshot cameras inquiring about the availability of film, and Kodak's response was that it was forced to stop manufacturing all instant cameras as well as the film for this camera. So by the time that this camera was manufactured, it was completely obsolete. Now, this camera, which was not manufactured by Kodak, was made in Taiwan. Now, all of the other Kodak instant cameras, as far as I can tell, were made in the United States. Okay, all of those cameras that I have say made in the USA, as far as I know. This camera is very cheaply made. It's not made very well. It's just inferior compared to the other cameras made by Kodak that I have in my collection. I was comparing them, and this camera is just it's junk. Okay. Now, with that being said, I think that this is a very interesting collector's item. Okay, this camera I think is quite interesting. Here you have a camera, a knockoff, a cheap knockoff of possibly an even cheaper kind of a camera, and you can't even use it. Okay, there is no film for it, so it was absolutely no use when it came onto the market. So the question is, why was this even manufactured? And I have not found the answer to that question yet. So this camera is nice as a display piece. It's nice as a collector's item. And look, I know that there were a lot of dumb cameras out there that were manufactured, but this probably is one of the dumbest. I don't know how many units of these were produced. I don't know how long these were sold for. I don't know exactly where they were sold. But in doing some other research, Continental was not really such a good camera company. They made like low-end stuff. They made a lot of cameras that took, I think, 110 cameras. They made pocket cameras. And I guess they also made this one instant camera that took Kodak film, which was no longer being manufactured. So, in conclusion, this is an interesting camera. It's a useless camera, but it's interesting. It does have a nice design to it. It has it has what looks like a Polaroid logo on it, with the Polaroid rainbow stripe. This part here is like a fake leather material, which is kind of nice. It's kind of interesting. It has a silver outline, and it has a flash unit, and it opens up on the bottom to take film just as the original Kodak cameras did. So, all in all, it's a dumb camera, but it's an interesting camera. It's an interesting collector's item, and that's why I bought it. I got this for $1 on eBay, plus a few dollars shipping. So I think this is an interesting piece. I have it in my collection. I don't regret it. And as a display item, hey, it's really nice. It goes with my other Kodak cameras. And I hope you found this interesting. And thanks for watching. And I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.